Yo, what is going on, guys? Bruin Steel here, and welcome back to another Pittsburgh Steelers post-game video. And Week 7, Pittsburgh Steelers and New York Jets. They played this past Sunday night football, and the Pittsburgh Steelers get the job done. Huge, winning by double digits, 37-15. Man, oh my God, what a fucking game, man! I'm mind blown, man. But before I get started, I'm going to give a huge shout out to my friend, Canadian Yorker, who's a Jets fan. He came over for a watch party, and also two of my other friends came over for a watch party this past Sunday night. We had pizza. We were live streaming, so if you guys haven't done so, be sure to check out that live stream. But huge shout out to my good friend Canadian Yorker on an unbelievable game. It was a great game to watch. You know, there were up and downs, but check out my friend Canadian Yorker. His YouTube link will be in the description of this video. So be sure to check out my friend Canadian Yorker. And once again, shout out to Canadian Yorker on an unbelievable game. And give a huge shout out to him for coming over for the watch party. Like I said, if you guys haven't done so, check out my live stream. It's going to be in my live videos. So be sure to check that out if you haven't. But anyways, talking about this game, man, like I said, I was hosting a watch party with my friend Canadian Yorker and two other of our friends. And oh my God, it was a roller coaster ride, man. It was a fantastic game. Russell, and obviously the big story is Russell Wilson making his start. Mike Tomlin going to Russell Wilson. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna come here and say that I agreed with it, but I mean, like, I did not expect Justin Fields to get benched. I mean, I wouldn't say Justin Fields got benched. I mean, Russell Wilson, came in. He was dealing with the injury, and Mike Tomlin decided to start Russell Wilson in this game, and we had that superior face-off between Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. So talking about this game, there was some good and some bad. Let's get the bad out of the way. So once again, the Steelers can't get anything on offense in the first half. Like the first half was just not looking good. First quarter just looked slow. Early in the second period it went slow. I mean, we couldn't get anything done on offense in the first half. The New York Jets just absolutely shredded our defense in the first half. Aaron Rodgers, you got Brees Hall killing us in this 57-yard rush pass. It was 57 yards. I think it came in like the second quarter. Yes, second quarter. Aaron Rodgers just we had the pressure there. I mean, and then just Brees Hall just caught the ball and just rushed 57-yard line to the 10. It was just the defense stumbled. The defense couldn't stop Hall at all. Hall had 12 carries, 38 yards. He had a touchdown. So Brees Hall had a touchdown, and that's just that. And I don't know, man. That was crazy. And Aaron Rodgers later on, I believe that was the first touchdown that Aaron Rodgers threw. I think it was who was that? Yeah, it was Brees. It was Brees Hall getting the score 7-3. It was early in the game. It was just first quarter. It was Brees Hall, Aaron Rodgers finding Brees Hall in the end zone. That's when our pass defense was trash. And then later on, second quarter, Aaron Rodgers literally found Tyler Conklin into the end zone after it was just a crazy roller coaster ride with the penalties. Obviously, there was a lot of holding calls in this game, and obviously the big story is that blocked field goal that turned into a leverage penalty. I don't understand. I never heard of a leverage penalty. But apparently you can't use your it was Minka Fitzpatrick. He kind of used his hands. Now that's pretty much the whole Jets offense in the first half. In the second offense, we shut down the Jets. The Jets did not score any points in the second half. It was like the Pittsburgh Steelers just played horribly in the first half, and then the second half came. We've just been playing football. It's like Mike Tomlin doesn't play football until like the second half. I don't understand that, but late second quarter, we had the momentum. We were down 15-6. There were so many opportunities we could have capitalized. Honestly, this 37-15 score could have been a lot bigger because I know that a couple times we could have gotten six, but instead it resulted in a field goals. Um, but talking about this offense, man, like I said, this first half offense was a little shaky. It was horrible. Russell Wilson had like three and outs back to back, and Pittsburgh Steelers started booing him. And I even said it myself. It's like maybe we should put Fields in. But no, late second quarter before halftime, we pick up I think we picked up an interception. Yeah. Um, the defense, man. Beanie Bishop Jr., man, the rookie with two interceptions, man. My wow, like two interceptions. The first one I believe came in late in the second period. Beanie Bishop with a nice read in the middle, picking off Aaron Rodgers, and then you get George Pickens, man. George Pickens, man, making plays, man. Finally, after all the shenanigans with George Pickens, dropping passes and having a little like Antonio Brown drama. Gets his first touchdown from Russell Wilson. George Pickens gets his first touchdown of the season. Russell Wilson finds George Pickens with an unbelievable throw, unbelievable catch in the right side of the end zone. George Pickens, and we got a ball game, man. We were down 15-6, and obviously we scored with George Pickens. I believe there was it like I think it was like an interference call. I think it was Garrett Wilson or whoever it was. Gardner, I think it was Gardner who was called for interference or something like that. That was I think later in the game. I can't remember, but I know Gardner was called for interference on George Pickens. And George Pickens, man, he had an unbelievable catch in the third quarter. It was like it ricocheted off of, I think it ricocheted off of a Jets player, and he seemed to concentrate, and he almost fumbled it, but he caught the ball, and then right after that, Pat Fryermuth, who had a piece of a game too, in my own opinion, had an unbelievable catch. He had two receptions, 51 yards. Pat Fryermuth, he's unbelievable. But George Pickens went ham, and this second half, man, was beautiful, man. Like it was just went back and forth. Fourth quarter came, and we literally, and the whole story, the big story is shutting down Devontae Adams in the second half. Like we just totally shut down Devontae Adams, and in the second half, like I don't know how many yards he had, but he had three receptions, 30 yards. But we totally shut down Devontae Adams in the second half. And, this Steelers team, man, this Steelers team. Oh, yeah, Beanie Jr. With another interception. Beanie Bishop Jr. with another interception. It came late. It kind of ricocheted off of a Jets player. Then Bishop Jr. just picked it off, and he almost got a touchdown. And I want to give my condolence and my prayers to Xavier Newman, who went down after that interception by Beanie Bishop. Hopefully he's okay. You just don't want injuries to happen. But yeah, my live stream, me, Canadian Yorker, and our other two friends witnessed it. He was down for a bit. That took us to like two commercials. But hopefully Xavier Newman is okay. Looked like he injured his neck. He wasn't moving, but later on, doctor said that he was moving some of his body parts. So that's good to see. So prayers to Xavier Newman, man. And right after that, Russell Wilson, thanks to the Beanie Bishop second interception, Russell Wilson was able to do a quarterback sneak for a touchdown. Russell Wilson with a touchdown, with a rushing touchdown to the end zone. They had to review it a couple of times because you're looking at different camera angles and you're like, oh, did Russell Wilson sneak it in perfectly? Oh, we can't see it, but he did get it. So that's great to see. So that leaves the score up to 23-15. And later on, we Van Jefferson, man, with a touchdown. Najee Harris, man. I want to talk about Najee Harris. Najee Harris, unbelievable, man. Najee Harris, 21 carries and second week in a row over 100 yards of rushing, 102 yards. He had a touchdown, which came at the really end at the game where it was just the ending to the icing to the cake. It was 4th and 2. We went for it. Najee Harris runs it into the end zone for the game over touchdown run. Najee Harris, man, just played amazing, man. Najee Harris, he was just bulldozing and juking players. He was this unbelievable run to the left side, wide open run by Najee Harris, and towards the end, he was just getting first down after first down, and Jalen Warren, capitalized on this role too. Jalen Warren had some great runs as well. And that's just that. And Van Jefferson getting his a touchdown. Russell Wilson throwing to the right. Van Jefferson with the touchdown, and that made the score 30-15. And that's when Najee Harris, the icing to the cake at the end of the game, making the score 37-15. And once again, special teams, man. Special teams was a blocked field goal on the Jets towards the end of the game. It was I believe it was the fourth or third quarter. Yes, it was in the third quarter. That was just redeeming themselves after that leverage call. I actually thought that leverage call was bullshit, but I mean, what can you do? So that's basically the game, man. It was just this Steelers team, man. And look, I was complaining about Russell Wilson in the first half, but people gotta understand. I mean, I should understand. Russell Wilson. This was Russell Wilson's first start with us, and I can give him a little bit of a doubt. He played. Let's just say this: he kind of struggled in the first quarter, and he found his rhythm in the second half and late in the second quarter. And I can let it slide, man. I can let it slide. I mean, Russell Wilson probably is going to be the MVP of this offense, and obviously the defense. The defense. I mean, the only sack that we had on the Jets came early in the game. It was Larry Ogunjobi with the sack. DJ Watt was kind of quiet. I mean, he had a nice batted down pass. That was pretty much it. And Deshaun Elliott had some great tackles as well. Peyton Wilson. Joey Porter Jr. had a great tackle, shutting down that run as well. Um, but the Jets, man, I feel for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he had a busted hand towards the end of the game. Um, and they were killing us in the first half. Brees Hall was like I said, Brees Hall killed us with his 57-yard touchdown run. Well, it wasn't a touchdown, excuse me. It was a 57-yard run, a pass from Aaron Rodgers, who we pressured in that play, and our just offense was just sloppy. And Brees Hall, man, Brees Hall, we couldn't stop. He had 6 receptions and 103 yards. I mean, this came in the first half. I mean, Garrett Wilson, 5 receptions, 61 yards. Alan Lazard had 4 receptions, 58 yards. And Devontae Adams, like I said, he had 3 receptions and 30 yards. But in that second half, this Steelers defense shut him down. Like, Devontae Adams barely did anything in the second half, if I'm honest with you guys. And this defense, man, like I said, DJ Watt was quiet. It was all Beanie Bishop with the 2 interceptions. I mean, this guy's a rookie, man. I can see potential with this kid. I mean, he's amazing. I mean, and not like I said before, Najee Harris was amazing also. And finally, George Pickens finally get his first touchdown of the season. It was amazing. George Pickens had amazing passes. One was a far throw, a deep throw from Russell Wilson twice, and George Pickens ending up catching them twice. I think one came in the first half and the other came in the second half. I think it was like 37 yards and 44 yards or something like that. Amazing performance by George Pickens. Finally, he's still, if George Pickens can play like this, he's still the stud that we know, Steeler fans. I mean, looking at him the last couple of weeks into the season, he just dropped passes and he just starts random drama. And we were thinking, like, what is wrong with George Pickens? Like, Does he not want to be in Pittsburgh? But now in this game, he finally showed up. George Pickens getting his first touchdown of the season. Darnell Washington, 4 receptions, 36 yards, and not bad. Calvin Austin the third, wide open, is wide open, and the Jets defense couldn't do anything in the second half. We were practically Calvin Austin the third on this one play in the second half was literally wide open. And Van Jefferson had 2 receptions. One of them was a touchdown. And Jalen Warren had a 2 receptions, 15 yards. A great play. But Russell Wilson, man, I would say he played well. Like I said, he played not too good starting in the first quarter and early of the second quarter. But he redeemed himself, man. Russell Wilson, he was 264 yards passing, and he had 2 touchdowns, man. 2 touchdowns, man. Just that's amazing. The first to George Pickens, and the second to Van Jefferson. So Russell Wilson, man, he got the job done. I mean, this is the offense that we know the Steelers can do. But man, like, can this team play all 4 quarters of football? Like, just like last week, we just can't seem to play. We just couldn't get this offense going in the first half. I mean, this is an exact copy of last week. So I mean, hopefully there's adjustment. But knowing Mike Tomlin, he's just a fucking ball sack. His time management is horrible. But I mean, I always say, oh, Mike Tomlin's gonna have to make adjustments. But I mean, he doesn't even make adjustments. He hasn't been making adjustments throughout the years. So I don't know what to say. But for some odd reason, this team is 5-2. Look, it's great that we're 5-2, but I just still think that we have a lot of work to do. We definitely could possibly make the playoffs, but we know Mike Tomlin, once he enters the playoffs, it's just like the losing streak that he has in the playoffs is just not good, and the front offense just doesn't give two fucks. So basically, the front office has their heads so straight up. The front office basically have their heads so far up Mike Tomlin's ass. That's basically why we can't get rid of Mike Tomlin yet. Um, but overall, unbelievable game. 31, I believe. 31 unanswered points. 31. We were down 15-6. 31 unanswered points by the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's something that I wouldn't. That's something that I. That's something that I did not expect the Pittsburgh Steelers to do. Like, honestly, I mean, this offense exploded in this second half. I mean, there were some questionable. Look, the only questionable calls that I had was the leverage call that was called after a blocked field goal. Minka Fitzpatrick. Obviously Zach Frazier's out at center. That was a big blow for us. But I mean, I honestly thought that our center did well. I mean, what the fuck was his name? I don't even remember. Um, but I mean, overall, I guess the O line did okay. I guess. I mean, Najee was able to find openings. But that's just that. But anyways, I'm not gonna talk too much about this game, guys. The Pittsburgh Steelers improved to 5-2. We beat the New York Jets at home 37-15, and next week we play the New York Giants. Oh boy. This is a game. This Giants game next week is a game that we should win. I mean, we should definitely beat the Giants. If we lose to the Giants, we're gonna be the laughing stock, and everyone's talk how we're gonna talk about we lost to the worst team. I mean, that's what the Pittsburgh Steelers do, right? We lose to the worst teams. I mean, that's just that. But we'll see what happens. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. But once again, shout out to my friend Canadian Yorker, who's a Jets fan. Be sure to check out his YouTube channel. The link will be in the description of this video. And be sure to check out that live watch party that I did with him and 2 of our friends. We were reacting to the game. We were having pizza, mac and cheese bites. It was fun. Our friend Joey was there too. If you guys don't know who Joey is, he's been on my channel. And our friend Brian was there as well. So be sure to check out that live stream. But shout out to Canadian Yorker. He's a great guy. Jet fan. He was kind of raging in this video, the live stream. So it's all fun and games, you know. It's football, man. That's what it's all about. But anyway, shout out to Canadian Yorker on a great game. Hopefully, we can do another watch party in the future. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. My name is Bruin Steele. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't done so, like, subscribe. If you're new, comment your favorite NFL team in the comments below. And go Steelers, man. I got the terrible towel. Let's go Steelers. Let's go! Steelers get the job done in Pittsburgh against the Jets 37-15, and I'm out, guys. A big win, but over, like I said, that first half was eh. But anyways, my name is Bruin Steele. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next broadcast. I'll see you guys later. Peace.